Are you accidentally dooming your peppers and your tomatoes during transplanting? I'll show you 5 common mistakes that I've learned over the years that could ruin your harvest and how to fix them. So welcome into the Wolfman Gardening channel, where I'll show you tips, tricks, and advice on everything gardening. Mistake number 1 is skipping off the hardening process. If you transplant your tomatoes and peppers straight from indoors to the garden, they're going to freak out of all the sudden sun and all the wind exposure. Instead, you want to gradually introduce them to the outdoors over a period of about 5 to 7 days. If you can see this little guy here, he is not ready to go out in all this wind. So start by giving them an hour or so of direct sunlight the first day or two. Over the next 5 or 7 days, gradually give them a little more sunlight each day. And on a side note, if you have a day that's mostly cloudy, that's got a lot of cloud cover, those sun rays are still going to come through there. You can increase the amount of exposure in the beginning of the cycle. The same can be said for windy days, because the whole purpose is to expose them with a little bit of wind and a little bit of sunlight each day until they are fully acclimated to the outdoors. Alright, mistake number 2 is planting your peppers too deep. Now, unlike tomato plants, peppers hate being buried above the original soil line. This can stress out the plant and stun its growth. Plant the peppers at the same depth that they were in their pot, no deeper. Although peppers and tomatoes are solanaceous plants and can develop adventitious roots along the stems, I haven't had any luck planting these plants very deep. Now, tomatoes, on the other hand, are different. And that brings me to the next mistake, number 3. Alright, mistake number 3 is not planting your tomatoes deep enough. Tomatoes love being buried. Their stems will sprout extra roots, making them stronger and more productive. So with tomatoes, you want to remove the lower leaves and bury them about 2/3 deep, or all the way to the first set of true leaves up here. This will ensure a robust root system. This will especially help when it comes to those hot summertime days when those temps get way up there. These tomato plants need that root system the most. So, if your seedlings have grown extremely tall, you can still remove all these leaves except for this top section, and you can even lay them like this and bury them. Lay them horizontally and get the biggest root system you can for them. Dig in a trench, lay them horizontally, and slightly curve them up, and you'll have one huge root system that will help it thrive through these hot temperatures. Mistake number 4 is overwatering or underwatering after the transplant has already been put out. So too much water will drown the roots, while too little water will actually shock the plant. So you want to water your soil deeply right after the transplant, and then just keep the soil moist but not soggy for at least the first week. One way to determine if your seedlings have enough water is to stick your finger in about 2 inches deep into the soil, and if it's wet down at the tip of your finger, then you don't need any more water in the soil. If your soil is dry about 2 inches deep, then go ahead and give them another good deep watering. And that brings us to mistake number 5, and that is forgetting the fertilizer boost. So after transplanting your young tomatoes and your young pepper seedlings, they need the nutrients to recover from the shock and to start their growing. There are several different types of fertilizers that can be used, and my favorite has always been the liquid fertilizer, because it doesn't really need to be broken down in order for your seedlings to start using it right off. You want to make sure that you use a balanced fertilizer, but always use caution and not over fertilize these young seedlings. I'm going to do another video later on about how and when I fertilize my seedlings and throughout the season. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That way you notified it when I put that video out. So if you want to grow bigger, healthier tomatoes and peppers, then avoid these transplanting mistakes and your garden will thank you. So hit that like button if you found this video helpful, and subscribe to the channel for more gardening tips. And share this with a fellow gardener that needs to see it. Don't forget to leave your comments in the bottom and let me know some of the mistakes that you have made in the past, and we can all avoid them together. And like always, keep it growing.